Hey, true believers. Chris Mack coming at you today with Batman vs. Robin, issue 4. I know it's been a while since I've gone back over this series, but issue 3 really pissed me off. Because the whole reason that I dived into this series was I think I initially, before I bought the book, I think I saw some panels where Alfred was back. And I was super stoked for that. But I'm not going to spoil it too much because even though how frustrated I was, this book does have some thoughtful moments. I'm not a big fan of the writer. I don't care. I will give merit where merit is due, and this was a good series. Especially when they bring in this Mother Soul or Lady Soul, whatever her name is, and Niza, Nizel, Nizu, Abubu, whatever you want to call him. But we've come to find out that he has corrupted Damian, as well as the rest of the Bat family. Batman is battered and broken and tired after going through Jason Todd, Stephanie Brown, Dick Grayson. I can't remember. I don't think Barbara was one of them, and then of course Tim Drake. So now he has to kind of come up against someone who will eventually be his equal. Now, on that same kind of token, Niza, Abubu, whatever his name is, I keep forgetting. I think it's Niza. But anyway, there is some reluctantness in his voice when he speaks of his own son. And this character is interesting. If he's appeared anywhere else, let me know, because I've never heard of this dude. But I just love how that when they introduce him, there's no dialogue. It's just a quiet moment with that vengeful, evil grin on his face. Now, before we go any further, this is Chapter 4, The Sacrifice. This is Mark Waid writer, Mahmoud Assar and Scotty Golwinski doing the art, Jordy Bell colors, Steve Wan's lettering, and there's everyone else working on the book. And then, of course, Batman was created by Bob Kane. Bill Finger with Bob Kane. Let's get that correct. Anyway, moving on. The only unrealistic thing, other than this, of course, being a fictional story, is, okay, Batman's broken and tired. He goes, use your pain, Bruce. Use it to keep your mind sharp. You've prepared as much as you can, so focus. He says to my left, dozens of magic users gathered and discarded like used matches. Which, as we've been going through this, we've been seeing how all the magic users have been either killed, like Zatanna's sort of in this sort of purgatory state because she was killed. But the one that pisses me off the most is there in the front we see Raven. Raven has a demon for a father. She, back in the day, what is his name? Not Trigun. Is it Trigun? I can't remember. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is her and the Titans took him down, and she keeps her father in her head, hence the ruby on her forehead, the little crystal or whatever. I just do not see Raven being taken down that easily. If there's an issue where she was taken down, let me know what issue. It's probably a Teen Titans book. Whatever, let me know. But that's the most unrealistic thing about magic users being used and discarded there that I could see. Bruce makes the connection that all the magic users are being siphoned and it's being loaded into Dr. Fate's helmet. But before he can do anything, Damian says, your footsteps carry. Damian, as intense as I've ever seen him. I'd hoped he'd somehow broken Niza's will, or that I'd have time to break it for him. Damn you, Niza. I never wanted to come to this. In last issue, Damian almost came to his senses, but was interrupted. And I just kind of like how Bruce goads him on. He goes, you come after an unarmed man with weapons? Is that what I taught you? Cowardice. And so it's just a full-fledged battle of father and son. Now, initially, when I read this book, when they said Batman versus Robin, I went, come on, enough of the superhero schisms, civil war, blah, 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 blah. But when you come to find out that he's being possessed by Niza from his Robin, if you remember, before this miniseries happened, there was a Robin run that happened where he went to Lazarus Island, and it was sort of like a Mortal Kombat deal, except they couldn't die. At the end of that series, which I did not read, they unlock the tomb of Nisa that the Justice League had sealed up, and that's how he gets possessed and why he wanted to kill his father. So here, Mother Sewell, spoiler alert, is his great-grandmother. She's an Al Ghul. And so she's telling Damian that he needs to take his place as the Batman. And here we go. It took time, but we bonded as father and son. Though it required dragging Damian out of his comfort zone more than once. And I love the apprehension at this Joker, at this clown, and relax. And Bruce is trying to name off all the different fighting techniques that Damian's using. He goes, Damian has learned from different masters that I've never heard of. He's learned what I know. So there's a little bit of that wild factor going on here. He's always felt torn between his mother and me. But Talia will never claim Damian so long as I breathe. He's my son. But not my equal. Not in an arena. Ordinarily, I would have won this fight by now. But as he knew they would, Damian's gauntlet of Robins took too much toll on my body. Now, I don't want to give everything away, but of course, Batman always plans for the worst. And there's a great little moment where Talia enters the chat, as these young cats say, and Batman dons Dr. Fate's helmet, releasing everybody. And I love, at that moment, Damian says, Father, forgive, I already have. No, go help your mother kick Soul's ass. And that's awesome to me. The fight's great. The dialogue's great. And at the very end, Damian does take on his father's role as Talia tries to drop his great-grandmother. And she says something to the degree of, I forbid you from grieving for her. And he says, I'm not a monster. I'll feel how I feel. Showing how far he's come from being a machine of the League of Assassins, and while he's such a beloved character, and why when Grant Morrison killed him off, why so many of us were pissed off. Now, what I hate about this book is the fact that everything's coming to a boil. We have Damian back. He's helping his father, and it's just the mother, father, son moments. And I think what gets me more now is because I'm a dad. Seeing how Bruce loves for his son, wants to protect him and give him everything and show him the right way in life, the best you can as you know how, it hits different. And I think that's why I'm really thoroughly enjoying this series. But I digress to what I'm saying is what pisses me off is this is a 5-part miniseries. Everything's coming to a boiling point. And then it says, to be continued in this one shot, then Batman vs. Robin number 5. Screw you guys. I'm so sick of event books. This should have been just a nice little 5-issue contained series like Scott Snyder's The Batman Who Laughs. Though, what I do appreciate about that book is if memory serves correctly, and I think it was the same thing with the Secret Wars, is they start out with 6 issues and then they realized that they needed to tell more stories and they made it 7. That's fine. But to be like, oh, you need to go buy this random one shot and then come back. Nah, screw you guys. I'm just going to go to issue 5. I don't care. If you guys have read the Lazarus Planet number 1 one shot or whatever, if it's worth a damn, let me know and I'll pick it up and review it. But at the moment, I'm so sick of event books. I don't care. I don't care. I picked this up because I want to see the boiling point of what happened with Alfred's death, the schism that's been happening with Damian and Bruce, and I've just been enjoying the ride. Now, if you guys have enjoyed what you've seen, please first and foremost support your local comic shop or wherever it is that you get your action figures and comic books, and grab yourself this series. I don't know if it's in collected trade yet. Again, if you've read that Lazarus Planet, let me know if it's worth a damn or not. And if you've enjoyed this review, we really would appreciate if you take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Helps the club channel more than you could possibly know. And if you don't mind hitting that fancy little Lazarus bell next to subscribe, that way we continue to upload content, you guys will get notified. Come to the channel, and we love talking with you all and hearing your thoughts and feedback. down in the comments below, or our social media pages, which I'll make sure to leave the links down in the description. So with all that said, I hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, true believers.